Hi everyone, welcome to Red Experience Designs Experience Friday event. I see a lot of people here. It's very nice to see. Dalpat, I think you're bringing in the crowds here. So glad to see that happen. I'll just begin. My name is Sharan. I run Red, and we've been doing Experience Fridays for a long time now. The intention was to educate ourselves about new topics and new industries as much as possible. Because designs, if you're a designer, you're always learning, and that's something I take to heart. And so we instituted this learning sessions in the company. Once we started getting bored of listening to each other within the company, we started opening it up, and it turns out to be much more interesting. Just like today, we have a really good speaker with us, somebody who's done a lot for somebody so young, which is incredible to see. We'll get to Dalpat, but I just wanted to quickly do some admin stuff. Just in terms of the format, this is going to be done a little differently than usual. It's not going to be a presentation kind of thing. It will be a conversation between Dalpat and me. But please post your questions. There'll be lots of topics that we're going to touch upon. So please post your question in the chat group. And as and when possible, I'll just jump into it and ask the questions of Dalpat. Yeah. In the end, we're going to have a Q&A session anyway. So you can do it now during the conversation or later on at the end anyway. All right. Without further adu, let's just actually break the ice with some audience introductions. I hope you guys will be quite talkative and participative. So let me just begin by putting you guys on the spot and asking some questions of you. I'll just unmute, request somebody to unmute, and you'll have to just tell me your favorite color and your favorite app and why. Okay, that's what we're going to try. Okay, let's begin with Nico. Nico is Esleta. Want to try?
Hello.
Hi.
Good day. I'm a student from Philippines.
Nice to meet you, Nico.
I want to learn about experience in blockchain and technology. So I'm here. Thank you.
Okay, great. Do you have a favorite app, Nico?
Favorite app?
Yeah, do you have a favorite application that you use in Philippines?
Yeah, we have this thing called Gcash, which is a application for a e-wallet. Yeah, an e-wallet.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you. All right, let's go on to somebody who calls Visionary Design. There you are. Can you tell us your favorite app, your actual name, if you can?
Hey guys, my name is Harsh and I'm from Bangalore. I'm a UX designer.
Nice to meet you, Harsh. Yeah.
So favorite color, obviously black.
Of course.
And favorite app, which is also related to black, which is the Cred app. I really like the interface and the simplicity the app offers. So yeah.
That's great to hear. Okay.
This is my first session, guys, and I hope I really enjoy it.
You're doing really well. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. All right.
Kinjal Pipalia.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Kinjal from Surat, India. Actually, I'm a developer, but I'm more interested to know more about blockchain technology. How much what I mean,
what it's all about and such.
In the blockchain technology. And there is color is blue.
Okay.
And app is currently more interested in blockchains or related to that Binance system.
Binance. Okay. Yeah. Great. Thank you for sharing. Harshit Tarsaria.
Yes.
Hey,
Hey
hi.
everyone.
Hi.
I'm from Surat, Gujarat, and I am a student
Okay.
studying in fourth year in engineering.
All right.
And my favorite color is black, and I like application which has good interface. Like I like CRED. I have used personally, and I like the UX design they have developed.
Fantastic. Do you know Dalpat by any chance?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. You guys are friends or something?
Relation.
Okay. Great. Great to know that. So Dalpat, you're gonna have to speak in front of your relatives and all. You know? So
Yes, I have to do.
all right. One last one. Darshan Varia. Don't think Darshan's mic is working. Okay. I'll just pick Sanjana. Sanjana Padmanabhan. What's happening? Vinay Thorat, can you unmute?
Hey, hi.
Hi, Vinay.
I'm Vinay. I'm from Pune. I'm an product designer, and my favorite color is purple.
Okay.
It's not because of Polygon, but it's purple. But yeah,
Alright.
and the favorite app, yeah, it's CRED and the Jar app. Like it's similar to CRED. They use neomorphism and it's also purple. That's
Okay.
yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, I think the first person said cred, and there's been a set of a ball rolling after that. Seems like, but I think cred is itself very well designed. Harish Shivra Ramakrishnan, he's the person behind it. So I really like his work. So that's good to hear that his work is well appreciated. Anyway, so let's jump right into it. Let me just introduce Dalpat. Dalpat Prajapati. He is the head of design at Polygon, but I think he's multifaceted and he's also an entrepreneur at the same time, successfully having built Icon Scout. And was it acquired or sold to Lottie Files, right, Dalpat?
Yeah, this is acquired by Notify, and I exited 100%.
Okay, we'll jump into it. I hope you can tell us more about that journey because
Yeah.
a lot of designers tend to be entrepreneurial but don't make the jump. So I hope you can provide people that inspiration.
Yep.
Okay, great. So welcome, Dalpat. It's nice to have you here. It's really it's amazing to see the Indian ecosystem developing this well, and you are definitely an icon for that. Glad to have you with us today.
Thank you so much for the words, and I think again, like, thank you so much for you to invite me and share, like, having the place to where I can share my experience. I usually don't go in any event. I am not that kind of talkative person. So this is also kind of we can say the first talk in last 1 year.
Okay.
Before that, I had some, but from last 1 year, I was completely busy in other stuff, so I wasn't able to like have one. But yeah, thank you for this opportunity, and I think you guys are also doing this amazing initiative for people can learn every week, like every month on the Friday,
Yeah.
and Fridays actually for everybody to have some fresh and fun session in the company, and I think this is a very very good capturing of the moment
Yes.
for
Yes.
everyone's life. Yeah.
In the
So
beginning, we
thank you.
thought Friday was a bad idea because Friday everybody wants to go out and party. Why will they come? But seems like Friday people keep attending, so that's amazing. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and right now, like, I think the culture of the all the remote company also something like they have some kind of fun session and everything on the Friday, because of this COVID thing. There is nothing like let's go to the pub or club or something like that, right? So
That's true.
this remote environment, this is something where people are connecting and having some talk, non-work related talk, and people in these remote companies are choosing the Friday. Even in the Polygon, we have some fun session on the Friday and everything. So
Wonderful.
it's keep motivated everyone to have perfect environment for work.
Right, right. Let's actually begin with a little bit about yourself, Dalpat. Tell me whatever you want to disclose about your background. So,
Yeah. So myself, Dalpat, I'm from Surat. I'm a Gujarati, proper Gujarati. Even if there are many Gujarati in the call, I can see. And I'm proper Kathiawadi, you can say. So if you are trying to speak me in Gujarati, I will speak in Kathiawadi. So uh, 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 I started my journey like in 2015, mostly after college, and I from the beginning, but yeah, this Icon Scout bring me to design role. I sorry, like what was the question?
how did you come to design in that case?
Yeah, so that is big story. I started design. I designed the icons in 2012, and after that, I was not aware about this UI UX thing, and even this subject is very new in the market. But eventually, when we started working on Icon Scout, then my role was to provide a platform design, and this is how I started learning about UI and UX and everything. So I have like never search about what is UI and what is UX. I only search about how we can do this thing and how we can do this thing. So uh, about me, like I started my career as a Windows developer. Uh, I was developing Windows mobile phone apps. So in 2040-50, you can see like there was a market where people were making Windows app and Windows phone were new. So the ecosystem were growing. And later on, I started Icon Scout. I sold it out. I joined Polygon. In between, I did many things, like the working with some of the companies like Uber, and uh, uh, one of them is Headout. So those are the companies I also worked with as a freelancer with them. And right now, I'm leading the design team at Polygon, and also leading one of the first design-based seed fund called ETH Design, where we provide funding to crypto startup. Yeah, so that's me, and I'm mostly in. You can talk to me anything about blockchain technology and design stuff, as you can see the heading.
Actually, I'll make it a bit challenging for you. As some of the people mentioned, they'd like to know more about blockchain. So if you were to put, I know it's difficult, but if you were to put in one sentence what blockchain is, what would you say?
Yeah, so the blockchain, we can see, like see the detailed word is more about technical, but let's me just bring down to one simple liner. It is kind of like blockchain is open internet. Uh, the internet that doesn't require to uh, like give your data to anybody. Internet where you are the owner of your data. Internet where you are the owner of what you do and what you want. It is all linked with your, in simple term, in with your username and the password, and that username and the password is only with you. It's not stored anywhere. It's not in anybody's database. It is all automatically generated based on algorithm and based on the that cryptographic and everything is there. So based on that, like your data will be saved, your data will be retrieved. So nobody from internet can retrieve your data. So all the businesses you are seeing right now in the internet and what blockchain is going to bring is totally different. So blockchain, in simple word, it's open internet where you will be own your data, nobody else.
Fantastic. So initially, you might have had a lot of difficulty yourself understanding what the crypto space is about and all, right?
A lot.
So how did you go about learning about crypto and get into it in the first place?
Yeah, so in 2017, I think, yeah, the first time I heard about the Bitcoin in 2014, but afterward I started researching and more jumping into the crypto space from before 4 year mostly. During that time, the main challenge was to like learn this technology, because without understanding this technology, it is very difficult to we can say the kind of start working on it, or maybe start looking on some of the possible solutions that we are looking at.
Sure.
So before that, I was know like, okay, there is Bitcoin, there is Ethereum, how you can trade, how you can buy. That's kind of all are the trading thing, right?
Sure.
The technology that I started learning actually it's before 4 years, where when I organized one hackathon with one of my friend in at the Devfolio. Uh, so there was first India's Ethereum hackathon. So those, at that time I started deeply learning about Ethereum, like what is Ethereum and why Tega have built the Ethereum, because before Ethereum there was a Bitcoin. So why there was need to build Ethereum?
Sure.
So based on that, like I completely understood. Okay, this is how, and after that, it's completely blew my mind. Okay, wow, this is amazing. This is amazing. This is a place that obviously I would like to invest my time.
Yeah.
And based on that, I think I have chosen path to join Polygon.
Okay.
So main thing is the it was easy for me because maybe I know that some tech part, like how this cryptographic work and how the peer-to-peer network work,
Yeah.
and how these keys and everything will be generated. So mostly the main thing is for challenge was for me to some of the understanding some of the technical part and some of the architectural part of technology.
Sure.
Other than that, from concept wise, it is very easy to learn. But from technology perspective, I think we need some more knowledge on technology space.
Actually, I think you're touching upon a very important point. I think the biggest hurdle there is to crypto adoption, or forget about currency, but even just understanding or jumping into blockchain, the difficulty seems to be how technical it is. No, what are your thoughts there?
Yeah, so see, like this space is completely engineering based. Yeah, so everything you think about blockchain, if you wanted to bring some solution to blockchain, it all started with engineering. Without engineering, you can't take the further step here. So, as we can say, the internet given us the freedom to develop a website, to develop apps and everything.
Sure.
And at that time, all the fundamental was with us, like kind of all the platform where we can build and all the documentation and all the part.
Sure.
So similar line in this, uh, internet is, we can say it's a 20-year-old, right? 20, maybe more than that. And this new internet, this blockchain is just 5, 6 year old before 4 year. So at that time, the resources was not there. There is no any platform where you can build the application on top of it.
Sure.
So during that time, the understanding of core technology. So let's say like if you wanted to build a website, but there is no any documentation, you have to understand the core technology of HTTPS.
Okay.
Right now, nobody is learning that, right?
Right.
There are many tools available where you can just plug in and drag and drop some components and you can live your website. But here in the blockchain, the platform and the fundamental is not ready yet.
Right.
It's still in making in progress. The structure and architectural components, everything in progress. So that's why jumping in blockchain is kind of you are jumping in the fundamental level,
Sure.
where you have to learn everything from the beginning. You have to see like, okay, how this data transferring between contract, and how this my address, we can say public key and private key are being generated, What does mean whenever I sign any application and actually any the DApp or something like that. So if you doesn't have knowledge about those part, uh, it will be a bit challenging for you to jump in crypto. Uh, Actually, the blockchain space directly.
Sure. But it is doable even by non-technical people, right? If you put
Yeah,
behind it,
yeah.
you can, right?
If you are non-technical people, then there will be challenge where if there is a kind of logic building or something like that,
Yeah.
then you will be dependent on someone who can build your logic, right? You can think of about your logic, but even today there is many limitation. So if you are not aware about those limitation, maybe your idea will not something that you can implement right now at this stage in the technology, but maybe your idea can be implemented whenever the technology will reach at that moment. So even if you are thinking any idea as a non-technical person, I think you can consult to any technical person who can give you the knowledge about okay what's possible and what's not.
Right.
So based on that, you can reform and you can start learning more about conceptualization on the blockchain space.
Sure. Before we jump into speaking about Polygon and why it exists, I just wanted to talk about this one aspect. I think what I'm seeing, at least as far as the evolution of blockchain has gone, it has been very technical up to now, but because of the adoption and it is becoming much more friendly. It's like as if the browser was invented, right? Like browser.
Yeah, exactly.
That coming into the industry suddenly changed it and made the internet very accessible. So do you feel like we are at that point?
Still, we are not at that point, but yeah, we will be at that point very soon. As you say, like if you wanted to build a dApp, still you will need some expertise who are expertise in the smart contract development or any the technology development, right?
Sure.
You can't build a dApp without having support of any technical person.
Right.
But in the Internet 1.0, in the open like this Web 2 Internet, you can build the web, you can build the website without any support, outsource support. So similar case will happen in the blockchain space as well. As I said, like Web 2.0 is kind of storage at one place, and we are connected to that one storage. So people are making all the libraries and APIs ready, so that can be communicated directly. So as a non-technical person, without help having the technical knowledge, can do the work. So those API will be helpful. And right now in Web 3.0, all the fundamentals are being ready. Some of are already ready. So data storage in the decentralized way, there is no kind of Amazon or Google Cloud or anything. It's all stored in the nodes across the world, and those data is stored based on your private key and the public key. So without your private key, no data can uh, accessible, right? So those kind of services are being ready.
Right.
So once that is being ready by API and via we can say the we can easily like get access to using some tools and something like that. So once those tools are ready, I think non-technical people can also start building apps on blockchain.
So in a way, you're saying that this is the best time for designers to get involved because they have to take something technical and make it non-technical. Are we at the right for designers?
Yeah, but still, like if designer see currently, if we put blockchain at a state, then it's still not mature.
Okay.
So being maturity is another level. So internet took around 10-year time to being mature, right? In the similar way, blockchain still has some problems.
Sure.
In problems of storing the data, storing the not data, but storing the record of transaction.
Sure.
So right now, the size of record of data on individual node is around 100 GB or something like that. But it is increasing day by day because if you are imagining like everything, every games, every payments, and every daily transaction that we are doing is going to happen on the blockchain, then there will be very huge flow of data.
Okay.
As a transactional data.
Sure.
To store. So those data, it's not feasible for speeding up the blockchain speed.
Sure.
So there are still people are exploring on some of way on technology side. One of these is ZK based zero knowledge proof blockchain,
Yeah.
where storing data is not necessary, but kind of proof generation is necessary, and those proof generation will be based on the mathematical equation. And so this is kind of high engineering level. So still, this is the phase where blockchain is, we can say, first version blockchain is here, and right now people are trying to evolve with kind of technology at that level where it will not become a dead within a 2 year or 3 year
Sure.
right now. So if you can see, like Ethereum has started Ethereum 2.0. Polygon is also working on some of the innovative technology, and so there are some other startup in the space as well. So as a network is growing, as a network, uh, all users are started using, but for making adopted by entire world and by removing every centralized thing, blockchain still need to be the mature. So still there is time, some 2 or 3 year time where designer can jump and designer can start learning about how we can solve some of the problems that blockchain is facing.
Understood. So in a lot of ways, the reason blockchain is going about is because Internet 1.0 didn't do the job that it was supposed to do. Is that what you're saying?
Mm,
Why is
mostly
why are we
like,
working on
yeah,
blockchain?
yeah. So one thing is like when internet came, everybody was very happy. Why? Like how it is beautiful. I can connect to like everywhere,
Right.
and I can do my job from anywhere in the world. So it was very good. But right now, there are company are actually the data giant, and data giant company are misusing our data, and because of that, like many things is happening. Like we can say, like organized violence and doing any fraud or many things, like many things that we can do using the data if we have. So first thing is we need some solution where we can decentralize this data in a way that nobody can retrieve it, other than only if I have my data, I can retrieve it only. So another thing is we don't want a middleman. So you can see like everywhere, even if we are using Zoom. So currently Zoom is our the middleman right now, and Uber. Let's say bank. That bank is holding our money,
Right.
and many people don't have a trust on the bank itself because there are many financial crises in 2008 as well.
Sure.
In the US, and because of that, entire world grabbing the black hole during that time. So those are some of the things where people were looking at. Okay, this should not happen again.
Right.
And I think blockchain can solve this all the problems in that currently people are facing using Web 2.0. So that's why blockchain is called as Web 3.0. So upgradable version of internet. So whatever problems that we are facing in internet 2.0 in the current internet, all those solutions is in Web 3.0. So internet will work as like we are using right now, but it's more secure. It's more the personalized, and nothing like anybody can take my data and misuse it.
Got it. Got it. So if blockchain, let's talk about Polygon. If blockchain was doing all this anyway, what was the need for Polygon?
Yeah.
Just to put it,
So yeah, there is a, we can say that whenever we bring some solution, there will be some problem on that. Like, right? We can say like there is a Web 2.0, and then people are started facing, okay, there is some problem in Web 2.0. Let's start building Web 3.0. So similar case. Polygon is actually Ethereum based. So we are actually powering Ethereum power to process transaction on the faster. So whenever Ethereum came in the picture, Ethereum speed was to process transaction is around 30 transaction per second. Around, I may be missing the number, but it's around that.
sure.
So during that speed, it is impossible to like onboard all the use cases on the blockchain.
Right.
And as we can say, like Ethereum working on proof of work before, right now they are starting working on proof of stake. So I think these are two again concept of proof of work and proof of stake. I will tell you later about this. So because of this, the gas fee of Ethereum is very high.
Sure.
And the way Ethereum is built, the model and architecture has been built, the reducing gas fee is not possible in that case because it is dependent on the Ethereum prices and everything. And based on that, I think even if you wanted to do single transaction on Ethereum, it will cost you around $10, and it will be depend on the smart contract length. So smart contract is again one technical word in the blockchain. So length of smart contract, it will be you have to pay your fees, right? So $10 worth of fees you have to pay for transaction. It's not something like everybody can adopt, right? So at that time, the Polygon founder, the JD, took this challenge, like how we can make this faster and cheaper for everybody. So blockchain can be implemented in our daily use cases as well. So let's say like doing 10 rupees transaction, how we can do without bank, right? So those centralized, to covering up those centralized all the use cases and the actually micro transaction, we need another chain which is faster and which is cheaper.
Okay.
So that's why Polygon bring in the picture where we are powering Ethereum transaction at higher speed.
Sure.
So we are providing Polygon providing different kind of solutions. One of solution is live is POS chain. So POS chain is running on based on proof of stake.
Sure.
I think let me tell you about proof of stake and proof of work.
Yeah, please.
So there is one more thing in the blockchain space. If you are following this space from long time, like environmental effect. So Bitcoin is work based on proof of work, where Matic is worked on proof of stake. So what's this exactly like? What is proof of stake and proof of work, which impacts environment? So as you know, like blockchain is built based on machines connected with each other, and whatever we are doing, those code is executed in those nodes. So those all the nodes are different, placed in the entire world. So any device can become a node, your laptop, my laptop, and anything. So in the Bitcoin, there is a device called Bitcoin miner. So you can also set up one dedicated device for processing the transactions as a miner. So let's take example of Bitcoin. The Bitcoin has, let's say, 1 lakh nodes in the network. So all the transactions that Bitcoin is going to process, that transaction will be processed by those nodes. And those nodes require electricity. Those nodes require performance power, because there will be some more technical detail you can go by the researching on it. So whenever node has to perform the transaction, they need to create a transaction hash. I mean the block number. And for creating block number, it required kind of it goes to some kind of mathematical equation where computer need to be create a random number which has around 24 0 before that hash. So those kind of number generation required loads of energy. So maybe sometime it can be done in 10 minutes, it can be done in 12 minutes or something like that. So, and as Bitcoin is working on proof of work, this block generation function will be run by every node at the same time. The node who are going to generate first this number, he will receive the reward. Other node will not receive reward. So this proof of work, something like all node have to be work, and only one will receive the prize money of this.
Right.
So based on that, doing one transaction required energy of all the node.
Right.
Right. So that's why Bitcoin is taking lots of energy, and that's why people are not recommending using Bitcoin as a daily transaction, and doing lots of transaction on the Bitcoin network, because it ultimately requires lots of energy and it will damage to environment, because energy is come from CO, like by producing CO2 and everything, right? So CO2, that emissions and everything is very larger in terms of Bitcoin. And in the Matic is work on proof of stake. So proof of stake, it means every node doesn't need to be processed the transaction. The node which has a higher staked value of Matic token, which that node will only process the transaction, and other transaction will store the result. That's it. So in the Matic network, every node has to stake some Matic in their account. So if you are go to some coin market cap or any other coin service, you can see like how much Matic is in circular and how much Matic is in locked. So locked, it means how much Matic is locked in the staking, which is not part of circulation supply. So that's why like energy question is not there in the Polygon at all. It is kind of 10,000 times or maybe millions of times lower than what Bitcoin is consuming.
Is that the reason transacting on Polygon is cheaper, or was it a conscious effort to keep the cost low that you did the engineering differently? How did it work out?
Yeah, so this is based on how engineered the blockchain is engineered. Okay, so there is multiple part in the blockchain. So one is like this all the validator system. So validator system required kind of having EVM, design EVM, which EVM can process the code and how that EVM will be rewarded based on completion of transactions. So these all are the technical part that engineering, like all the blockchain will have their own set of rules, and they design their own set of kind of system.
Okay.
And based on that, like if number of validator is higher, then the reward will be lower, and those kind of still like the calculation is there. But yeah, this is all depend on how we entirely architect our blockchain.
Okay, so as I understand it, it's a separate network that's running, and it'll do the transactions here and then pass it back onto the Ethereum layer, right?
Yeah. So like Polygon is side chain technology. Maybe we can also say layer 2, but there is confusion between layer 2 and sides, and many people are having debating on it. So I just don't want it to be part of that. So we can say we are L2 or side chain, both maybe, but all your transaction will be given to the Ethereum. Right?
Okay. So layer 1 being Ethereum.
Yeah, layer 1 means Ethereum. So all your transaction data, I mean, all your token data and the fund will come from layer 1. We are not someone where we are producing new fund on our network.
Understood.
So we are just processing transaction and giving back to the Ethereum.
Okay. So at what point did you get involved with the Polygon team?
Yeah, so like it was time in 2017 maybe. When we organized first India's hackathon, Ethereum hackathon. During that time, Matic was sponsored on that event, and during that time, the Sandeep, the founder, and Jayanti came to me and talked to me like, okay, we like your design and everything. If you are interested to join, jump in. And the technology and the even Matic was too fresh. There was only 6 members at that time.
Sure.
So I thought if this is the future, and I was also very much actually passionate about this technology part, then I thought I think Matic can be one something that I can invest my next 2-3 years. So that's why I started. So first of all, I started working with them as a consultant,
sure.
And then I joined full time after working 6 months as a consultant.
Okay. But you joined initially as a developer, and then you became
No. I joined as a designer itself. Yeah. So my designer journey start from from the startup. My startup.
So you joined as a designer at this point because of Icon Scout background and such, right?
Yep.
Wonderful. All right. So how quickly did you have to learn all these details in order to start performing? And because First is you got to catch up on the background of all this, and then you can start building forward, right? So how much time did you take?
Yeah, so in the blockchain, I think learning curve is there. Even for the developer, learning curve is there. For developer, it can be around 2 to 3 months of learning curve, but for non-technical background like designer and people like us can have 6 months of learning curve at least. So you can get idea about blockchain very fast right now because there are many resources available. But even if you wanted to catch up with current development of the blockchain, then it will take time because those kind of complexity is very hard to process as a designer friend.
Sure.
Because we are not in that environment, right?
Yeah.
This all the mathematics and how this engineering built and yeah. So that time required some time to understanding everything.
Let's talk about the designing process itself over there, because one of the big difficulties that I find is not enough people out there are, first of all, users of blockchain and everything else. So how do you do user testing? How do you do user research? How do you start?
Yeah. So first of all, whenever we talk about user research, we should have users, right? In the non-crypto world, Web 2 world, I think we have users everywhere.
Right.
Everybody is using everything. In the Web 3, there are very limited community who are using the blockchain. So first of all, you need to start involving on those part. So those communities not around us first, right? If I am talking about I wanted to develop a food-based company, then I can ask anybody. I can do the research anywhere right now. But in the Web 3, the community is very different and they are actually not living in this world that we are living, right? So there is separate communities. So we need to start interacting with them. We need to understand like what they are looking as improvement in the current product.
Right.
So if we are not reaching to those community and those users, then our user research may be failed because even in India right now, because I started this in 2020, like how we can improve the Web 3.0 experience, and I talked to many friends and families and all other users that were using Polygon.
Yeah.
So the main issue was like many user is new to the blockchain right now. If you interview around 10 people, out of 10, 7 people you will like they just experience first time like how dApps can used and everything.
Sure.
So some of them is in the crypto space from the beginning. So they know actually what is the current problem and where this blockchain is going forward. So based on that, we can get some good insight. So I think my first challenge is to reaching to that community.
Right.
Those users who are actually using dApps. So if we are using about blockchain experience, then we as a company, we are the platform, right? So we are technology based company. So our user is not someone using Polygon directly, Polygon wallet or something like that.
Right.
Our user is who the dApp user who have implemented Polygon network in their dApps.
Sure.
So there is some of big games names, the Jet Runs and some of the metaverse applications and some of the payment system that are integrated Polygon. So my first step is to reach out to that community, the Jet Run community, like how they are experiencing Polygon. Is they are facing any delay in the transaction, what kind of error message they are having, and how like what are the experience they are mostly planning to have. So based on that, like I gather the data right now, not from directly from who are using our Polygon wallet or who are using this one, but end user who are actually using our network.
But Polygon's user base is also pretty big now. How many millions are we talking right now?
Polygon user base.
Yeah.
This is in million, but they are not actually directly. So we are as a technology. So like there are many dApps who are integrated Polygon network, right? So user is combine of every dApps, like how many dApps and how many user who are using Polygon.
Got it. So you said the word dApps. So it's distributed apps is what I understand. You want
Yeah,
to
decentralized application.
decentralized apps. Sorry.
Yeah.
So you want to touch upon that a little more, just for the audience?
Yeah, so decentralized application where your data is not stored in central party. There will be no login method, kind of enter your username and password. You just need to connect your wallet and you can start using it. And all of your data will be stored based on your private key, and you will receive everything using that only. So kind of the dApp is called decentralized application, the enhanced version of app. So but the way forward dApp will be app itself. But right now, as the Web 2 and Web 3 both world are here,
Right.
so dApp is keyword to identify decentralized application.
Correct.
But as time go, dApp will also become app. We don't need another word.
But it's not just a change in name, right? Its behavior is also very different. Just
Yeah,
that you said
totally.
your username password doesn't exist. Your
Yeah,
structure of your application completely changes, doesn't it?
yeah, it's completely blockchain based. And then you can name it as a decentralized application. Otherwise, it is just Web 2 application.
Got it. Got it. Back to design. Did you go about developing personas and stuff like that, or did you have to just roll with whatever was working?
Yeah, so in the blockchain space, I think most communication, designers communication will happen with developer,
Okay.
because as this technology is evolving, we need to keep updated ourselves with what changes are going there
Sure.
on term of technology part, right? So in the Polygon, I'm taking an example where we were building one widget for all the application where developer can integrate widget in their app, so user can transfer that fund from Ethereum to Polygon. So they doesn't need to come out from their application. So it's kind of extension. So let's say like extension in Figma, extension in Sketch, something like
Sure.
that, where we doesn't go to out and we can use things. So this product was there. So this project we started a year before. The change in the technology was very actually the rapidly, like the current experience was like let's say like we developed something in a month, and in the second month something changed in the technology part. So the transition structure being changed and how this thing like changed. So again we need to sit back and again we need to think again like how we gonna have this the transaction experience with this new tech. So this is kind of like technology being evolved, and it is very speedy. And as blockchain is not mature, and I think this will be kind of communication will needed for more time with developers. So uh, I think yeah, that is something that designers continuously need to touch in developers to understand what's being updated and what will not affect on design at least.
Sure. Sure. But I've noticed the same thing that the evolution of technology within the blockchain sphere is very rapid. So
Yep.
even thinking of a design system that will last 6 months or even 1 year, it's like a dream, right? So
Yeah. So
how do you develop a system that can sustain?
So yeah, this is very good question, and I think this is a problem that I even faced in Polygon. So first thing is like we need to define like what stage we are at. So uh, even when I joined Polygon, first of all, I tried to design system. Like let's build a design system and let's follow that.
Right.
But as you know, like design system, some people can say like this is a set of rule or set of things and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But in this space, I think this will not work, because crypto is having kind of art culture as well.
Sure.
So if we define components and structure and interaction and animations and all stuff at one place, we need to evolve that completely. So I stopped focusing on the design system.
Okay.
After 1 year, when I launched first design system, then I said like, okay, let's stop this, let's experiment whatever you wanted to do without without the design system. And uh, I given 100% room to all the people in the team,
Okay.
because we were at experimental phase where our developer was also doing some experiment, and for us design team also have some time to do some experiment. So for 2 year I think we were running using design system,
Okay.
but right now we are building one. Most probably we are going to launch in next 2 months. It's currently in process, and once is it done, I think that design system have interaction, that design system have kind of experience point need to be maintained on implementing any transactional activity.
Sure.
That design system have all the like of the privacy things, that how we can show them, how we should highlight some error message and everything. So those kind of things right now we have on table, and those all things are gathered from last 3 year of experience. So we hope like whatever design system we are building right now, it will be long last for next 3 year at least. So
Wonderful.
my target is to keep it next 3 year, and then again that design system will not work. We need to again evolve.
I'll check in with you in 1 year and we'll see how that goes. Right.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because how do you, my interest is also in how do you build a design team that can actually sustain this kind of speed and this kind of evolution. So how big is your design team and how have you structured it?
Yeah, so right now we have a 10 member in design team in Polygon,
Okay.
and hiring designer in blockchain is very difficult. I mean, it's very difficult. The main problem is the designer who are working in Web2 industry, like in Flipkart, Swiggy, Cred, or some all the companies.
Yeah.
I don't know, but maybe they are fearing to join blockchain or. So this is one thing that I experienced. Like people are more attractive to join these Web2 companies in India. So I'm talking about India right now. So designer who have some experience, maybe they don't want to join Web3. Maybe they are feeling okay, this is kind of still not legalized in India. Still, it's not the regulated space, or maybe they doesn't have experience in term of technology part. So maybe they are feeling like they might not be able to contribute on that side.
Okay.
So what my current approach is, I mostly start looking for designer who are already interested to join Web3. So there should be some of passionate element in them. Like okay, they are seeing this space from last 1 year and they really wanted to jump in.
Sure.
So that is one point. Like they will start self learning. They will not depending.
Right.
Second part is, as I know, like whenever some designer join, they will not gonna have any past experience with blockchain. So I have scheduled around 2 months of time for learning anyone. So I started giving them sessions like how this technology work and what are the part that we need to take care, how you can research on this and all this part. We also arrange some testing fund, where they can like try out all the protocols on the blockchain like Uniswap and these the Aave and some of the dApps and everything. So based on that, they can start interacting with that, and then and then they can actually work on the space in this space. So right now, my only is like uh, way is to look out person who are passionate about blockchain, and second is if I'm giving them fund, then they should able to execute by themselves on all the protocol.
Sure.
So based on that, they will get more idea about this space entirely.
Are you not working with designers across the world, or are they all located in India? What do you prefer?
We recently, if you see the timeline of Polygon, till before 6 year, Polygon team was very small. So sorry, before 6 months, Polygon team was very small. Right now, we are 4x from what we have before 6 months. So it's recently we are hiring a lot of people because we are also acquiring other startup, and there are like many tools in the making for the developers.
Sure.
So for that, the recently we have started looking for designers. Maybe they are also maybe out from like outside from India. And my first choice will be to hire from India because main reason is my entire design team is from India right now. There is one designer from another country, but apart from that, everybody is from India. But from onwards, I'm open to hire uh, from any country.
Well, you're serving the world, so yeah, I would
Yeah.
imagine that you would have.
Yeah.
Some-
In the starting, like 40 team member in the Polygon, everyone was from India. Right now, we can see in the business team, in the marketing team, in the development team, I think 30 to 40% ratio are non-Indian.
I see.
So only design team is left where I need to maintain that ratio.
Okay. Queue for everyone else. If you're interested in joining, please reach out to Dalpat. I would.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Okay. Let's just touch upon your other passion, Dalpat. Your people are still catching up to Web3. You're talking about the metaverse now. So I know that's one of your deep interests. You want to just talk about what the metaverse is and why you're interested in that?
Metaverse is amazing. Metaverse is like another world. Like so, if you even search about the metaverse in the Google, so metaverse is simple, like kind of virtual world. And why this is very interesting space is because there is no any limit. Because this world is for artists. This world is for open-minded people. This is not where you need to follow anybody. Whatever you want to do it. If you have any idea, do it. So metaverse is kind of future of, we can say, social media. So currently we are connected using screens, right? And as in the current phase, we can talk to each other and our identity is being shared. But even there are some people who wanted to be very, like they don't wanted to reveal their identity. So metaverse is a great place. Metaverse, they can have some avatars and have some kind of digital body, and they can roam around entire world. They can meet each other. So metaverse is kind of also feature of social media,
Sure.
right? So it's kind of world that artist is creating, and people love to travel. If you can see, like let's say someone has built Disneyland in the Singapore, then people will go to there to see there. Wow, what amazing that they have built, right? So this is something similar here. So people will travel to metaverse, different metaverse, maybe A metaverse, B metaverse, XYZ,
Yeah.
all because of they wanted to see all the exploration, like what amazing things artist has built, and there is no any limitation in imagination. So this is kind of future social, where people were meeting each other in virtual way, but not physical way, in entire different world in the way that they are imaging. So there are many platform in building right now where people are selling their digital goods and people are collecting digital items as NFT. So there is concept of NFT again come. So digital ownership of anything, and first use case is metaverse for them. So I can own my jacket. So whatever I own in the physical world, I can own also in my digital world, right? And as this world, even like let's take example of if we human become multiplanetary, Earth and the Mars, then it will not easy to stay connected, right?
Absolutely.
So metaverse will be the thing that where we can get together and grab coffee and do whatever we want.
How far away do you
This
think?
Sorry?
How far away do you think this is? Are we talking in the next 10 years metaverse is going to come about?
Currently, like there are many metaverse. One is Decentraland, there is Sandbox, where already there are kind of 100K plus users. You can go there, you can go in club. There are many clubs available. There are dance club available. There are different kind of markets available. You can literally go there. You can see like someone is standing there, but that one is another avatar. You can hover there. You can see like what's the name. You can say hello, and you can start talking each other. Yeah, this is amazing experience. I think everybody should try it out. And that everything is run on crypto. There is no any fiat currency. So even if you wanted to entry, if you wanted to get entry in any club, you need to pay crypto. So that entire digital world is currently in building in metaverse. Even all the companies are also started interacting with it. Uh, Recently, Coca-Cola has launched their Coca-Cola jacket for metaverse. Uber will start building that cab service for metaverse.
Okay.
Everything. So you can see, like, in next 5 to 6 years, I think all the company, even Amazon, will have their digital store in the metaverse where you can go and go to any digital malls and you can pick the item, 3D item, and it will get delivered to you.
As long as it doesn't arrive in front of my doorstep in a cardboard box, I'm okay with that. There's already too many
Yeah.
of those. But yeah. Oh, fun. This is already here. It seems like at least version 1.0, right? Don't you
Yeah.
think like, this is the first place that designers can start making a difference because everything needs to be.
Yeah, I can see. I can tell you that because the freedom that Web3 has given,
Yeah.
this is a best opportunity for artists and creators and all the designers. Till now, we can see digital world. When we started, the screen come up and screen need some of like impressive elements to attract people attention. Right now, those like until now those limitation was with screen, but right now there is no limitation. You can be like using AR and VR, you can build anywhere. And this Web3 has given this entire landscape to the artist. So this is a best time for them. Even like if you can see the earning of any artist in last 2 to 3 years, it is more than 100x than what they earned before.
Sure.
So this is very big. I mean, this is best time for designers to jump in and try some their thought, like whatever they are thinking. And obviously there will be community and there will be the person who are allowed to have their things in hand.
Fantastic. All right, let's jump into the lightning round. So 5 questions you've got to answer within 5 seconds. Okay, so let's just get started. Who's your favorite designer?
So mostly from India, I will say Saptarshi.
Okay.
I really appreciate his work and his thinking and the way he is currently leading the community. So in the Indian design community, I can see Saptarshi is one. If someone from his the mentorship is coming to me, then I will hire him.
Sure.
Yeah, I really appreciate Saptarshi.
What's the one product you use that you can't live without?
That is very tough question because I haven't bounded anything with me. But if this is related to the digital thing, then I will say like my laptop, because the product laptop is amazing. I mean, I can do anything with that. I mean, in anywhere, even if I'm going for honeymoon, laptop should be there. So that is one. And in terms of apps and everything, I think Slack did amazing thing, because Slack is something that I can organize my all the work chat and that communication. I don't like multiple platform and other platform for communication. Slack has the ability to give me some peace, because there is many features and functionality that I can build. Even there is platform where I can build Bolt and like everything. So I will appreciate Slack, and I will be thankful for Slack to being part of my work.
Okay. Okay. What's the one rule about design but early on, but you disagree with today?
When I started design, like whenever anybody started designing, they usually thought about like they wanted to design beautiful design. But when they have some 1 or 2 year of experience, they started like, okay, visual design is okay, but UX is another part that everybody should take care of. But after that time, people are forgetting about visual completely. They are only thinking about UX. So I was also one of kind. before 2 year or maybe before than that. Like, okay, visual is okay, but let's focus on UX. Let's make it. So that one thing is I not following right now. If UX is good, then fine, but visual should be top notch. And I am going to appreciate for CRED, like how the CRED has following visual plus UX both in similar way forward. And I think CRED is a company can be inspiration for many new startup that coming from India. And I am seeing like all the new startup are following kind of strong design language that CRED has. So yeah, CRED has amazing impact on the industry. So this is one thing, like not only UX, you are UX designer, okay, but if you are not making looking good or make because design is not just UX, design is both UX plus UI. So I would say like that one part that I was talking, okay, let's keep focus on UX only. So right now I'm keeping both in same plate. I'm not approving design if UI is not up to the mark. I'm not approving design if UX is not up to the mark. So this, yeah.
Okay. And what's the best advice you've ever been given?
Yeah, this is I think same UI. So many designer, it is kind of just one of the advice that I have given to many designer is uh, don't uh, make yourself lost in the kind of thinking too much. Start executing because design is never ending process, and your iteration is needed. You are not going to finish your design in first version,
Sure.
right? Because many designers just waiting for right moment or maybe waiting for some more inputs from the other stakeholder and something like that. But I think that will not work. Start working whatever you're in your actually mind, start implementing. Don't wait for it. You already, if you are a designer, you already know all the fundamental. You can learn from internet anywhere. Just
Sure.
don't wait, start implementing.
Wonderful. Wonderful. All right. We'll just open it up for questions. If anybody's got any questions for Kalpat, please feel free to unmute yourself. I've turned on that ability, and you can ask Kalpat a question. Vishant had a question earlier on. Vishant, do you want to jump in and ask your question?
Sure, Sharon. Thanks. Thank you. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Gurprat. What's up?
Hey, Vishant.
I have a question like, so Web 1 is more like reading, right? Web 2 is more like reading and writing. And now Web 3 is more like reading, writing, and ownership. Is it something that you believe in or is it something else?
Yeah, this is something. This is same thing, I think. I'm just giving you one example. Whenever you open the Facebook and whenever you liking something, so that like there is some code behind. Okay, so whenever you liking, there will be code behind which is going to run. So that code is part of Facebook library that is owned by Facebook that will be run by Facebook server, right? So here code is part of smart contract. That code is doesn't stored anywhere. That is stored in the node. Whenever we like anything, that like code will be executed in the that node, right? And that code will be executed based on your private key. So nobody from anyone in the world can execute anything. So you have ownership of execution, you have ownership of read, you have ownership of the write. So you own the world kind of thing. This is exactly your thinking. Yeah, that's right.
The another perspective I had on metaverse was like, is it like blurring the lines on social plus virtual world together? Is it more like Ready Player One kind of feel that you are after? You believe that come maybe 5 years or 3 years down the line? Something.
Yeah, so we can see, like as I said, this is evolution of social media, we can say. So this will be the option. We can't say like, okay, that will be only thing. This will be one another option where people love to interact with. So like now we can have Facebook, TikTok, and everything, right? All the apps. So kind of metaverse will be the option where people love to jump in and people would like to interact with. And as the world is being open, and if even the corona comes again, then I don't want to come again. But if there is similar kind of things, then metaverse will boom more because that will be thing where people can connected in better format than the video chat and audio chat.
Correct. Absolutely. Awesome. That's all from my end. Cheers. Ciao.
Thank you so much.
Dylan, I think your questions were asked. Do you want to jump in and talk about it anymore?
Sure.
Ishan?
Was that me?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dylan.
Hey, hi.
Oh, hey guys.
Dylan.
How's it going? Yeah, I think what you're saying about the metaverse was really interesting. And can you guys hear me? Is that?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Cool, amazing. Cool, yeah, so that was really interesting. I don't know if you've seen the like Packy McCormick's article on like the new, this guy in crypto wrote an interesting article about how in Web 2, obviously we've got the 2D, like traditional what interface you're just using on your computer. So I didn't know if you had anything else to say about how you think like Polygon could maybe transition into like a more 3D or like 3-dimensional interface, or if that even makes sense, or I don't just if you have an opinion on that, how that could work. So quite a vague question. Sorry.
Yeah, cool. So like in part of interface, I think metaverse is one kind of application which can leverage the blockchain technology. So in similar case, like all the centralized financial system and global financial system can also leverage the technology of blockchain. So in terms of metaverse, I think 3D is best interface, but in terms of other use cases like centralized, global financial system and storing data and everything, I think 3D will not be good for everybody. So yeah, I think this is part of both, like interfacing 2D and interfacing 3D, but 3D is only part of games and everything, where 2D is part of all the application that we are using. Even the food ordering app or booking a Uber or everything, that can be possible using blockchain.
Okay, sure. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you think that
I think that's all for now.
distinction is going to continue, Dalpat? The distinction of applications or dApps as well will be in 2D, but only games and metaverse stuff is going to get into 3D, or you think it will blur the lines at some point?
I think it's depend on all depend on creators, right? So this metaverse will be in 3D because this is how this created and why it's the name is, and like anything can be developed, 2D, 3D, 4D, 5D, anything.
We'll wait for the 4D version to come in at some point.
Yeah, that is only like this additional elements that being owned by anybody.
Cool. All right. So I think all the questions have been asked, but sorry, Nikhil. Okay, Nikhil, you want to jump in and ask your question?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Hey, Dalpat, my question is for you. So, yeah, you mentioned that you'll ask people around the world to make illustration for your website. What is it about? Like, what are you planning?
So currently we are in phase of like releasing our new website for Polygon, where we are keeping very artistic in terms of there are lots of illustration and there are kind of the metaverse kind of feeling as well. So once we release the website, we are going to open this space for anybody to contribute. So there will be kind of rules book and kind of sizes of illustration. So anybody can pick for homepage, like I wanted to design illustration for homepage. So we will give them all the freedom, design illustration, it will be go live once it's ready. So this is first step towards making company decentralized, because ultimately we are a blockchain company. So we want ourselves to detach and everybody to be involved in the process. So currently development are being decentralized. Many things are taken care by the community as well. So this is first step towards the design, like how I can make a design in the like open for the community, so they can also start having something to build a Polygon better place. So first step is illustration. I think next step is we are going to open for the design system, so anybody from industry can jump in for better component. So let's say kind of address component, or maybe the kind of the scanner component or something like that. So the illustration is first step, and I think we will go by more options for artist and the designer to contribute. And all these things will be rewarded, and still that phase is not finalized, but we will also do something on that phase, like how we can make a reward system more easy for everybody to contribute on the Polygon design.
That's very interesting. But it's a new way of doing things now. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I think we've gone well over time. Thank you so much for taking the time and answering all our questions. I really thank you for coming and doing this. It's very interesting, and all the luck to you. All the best going forward. We wish Polygon all the very best from our side.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm very glad that you invited me.
Have a good one. Take care. Thank you all for attending. Cheers.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day. Bye.